In this video, we'll walk you through how to install the reference station and charging station for your new IQ Series Auto Mower. Finding the right place for the reference station is extremely important to the overall performance of your mower. Setting up your reference station properly will give you the best mowing experience. The reference station is a fixed object used to contact satellites. It helps your mower navigate through your yard, with accurate location data down to 2 centimeters. Inside your mower box will be a separate box with the pieces needed to install the reference station, including both a wall mount and pole mount attachment piece, low voltage cable, power supply box, ground staples, and the station itself. Make sure you have all of these parts before you proceed. You'll also need to make sure you have a drill, flathead screwdriver, hammer, and cable ties. And based on how you choose to mount your reference station, you may need a pole at least 6.5 feet tall, screws, and wall anchors. For stations mounted to an exterior wall, Husqvarna also sells a reference station attachment kit that offsets the station for better satellite signal. The first step in installing the reference station and charging station is choosing the locations for both. For the reference station, you're looking for a location that has access to a power outlet, has a clear view of the sky in all directions, won't be moved or shifted, and is at least 6.5 feet off the ground. For the charging station, you'll need a spot of level ground with power outlet access. The charging station and reference station don't have to be near each other. The charging station can be under a porch, but the mower will need to be able to back out of the station and find a docking point with a clear view of the sky within 10 feet. Start by walking around your yard and noting possible locations to place the reference station, noting any permanent locations that are high enough to have a clear view of the sky. Keep in mind trees may interfere with satellite signals, especially as leaves grow back during the spring and summer. In this example, you can see there are no good spots on the back of the house for mounting. The high peaks on the front of the house block too much of the sky and will interfere with the station's ability to receive satellite signal. The peaks on the front of your house could be good options for mounting, as they can offer a clear view of the sky without your house blocking the signal. But not all peaks will work. In this example, these 2 peaks could be good options, but they're both hard to get to and could be hard to get power to. These peaks would not be good options, as they already have some of their sky view blocked by the house. A high point on the side of your house could be another good option. But the reference station has to have a clear view of the sky. Many houses have eaves or gutters that extend off the side of the house, potentially further than the reference station would sit, blocking the satellite signal. Husqvarna sells a reference station attachment kit that can help to offset the station and get it up and over the gutters, but this will depend on your specific house. While a tall tree may seem like a good option because of the clear view of the sky, it's not stable enough for the station. Trees will sway in the wind, and even this small movement is enough to affect your map's accuracy. A pole in the middle of the yard, far enough away from the house and trees, could also be a good option. And in this example, there is a well house that could give it access to power. You could also place the pole for the reference station by your mailbox. Mailboxes tend to be far enough away from the house for a clear view of the sky. However, we don't recommend mounting the pole directly to your mailbox, as the box often moves when opened or closed. Don't forget, the reference station will also need to access power. The power cable for the reference station is 66 feet long, so there should be plenty of length to work with. The power supply box should be mounted in an area with some sort of protection from the sun and rain and at least 18 inches off the ground. While walking around your yard, note any exterior outlets for potential power options. In this example, the front porch has a power outlet, making it a possible mounting option. However, the peak above the front door doesn't get a clear view of the sky. The second floor peak does have a clear view of the sky, but it could be difficult to mount the station here and run power through the window underneath. There's also an exterior power outlet on this guest house. Mounting here would keep the power supply box relatively protected from the elements and give the station a clear view of the sky. If the power cable won't reach from the outlet to the peak, it may also be possible to feed the cable through the window and into an outlet inside. You can also mount the reference station to a fence. In this example, this yard has a metal fence around the entire backyard. This section of the fence is not a good location for the reference station, as the dense tree coverage will interfere with the satellite signal. The other corner of the yard is open to the sky and far enough away from the house for a clear view. The power outlet on the guest house is within 66 feet. If the fence is 6.5 feet off the ground, the station can be mounted directly to it. Or it could be mounted to a pole attached to the fence. This will also help the station be sturdy and not move. At this house, the best location for the reference station is the open back corner of the yard. If you can, we suggest temporarily mounting the station in your desired location and confirming that it can receive satellite signal. If after 60 minutes it still does not have signal, you'll need to try another location. The reference station comes with two different mounts. The wall mount is used for mounting to a flat surface, while the curved mount is used to mount to a pole or the attachment kit. To install the wall mount, simply hold it up to the desired location. Mark your holes, drill pilot holes, and screw the bracket to the wall. To install the pole mount, you'll need the hose clamps. Feed the hose clamps through the slots on the back of the mount. Once through, close the clamp by feeding the end into the slot with the screw. You do not need to force the end of the clamp through the slot. Once connected, turn the screw using a flathead screwdriver. This will feed the end through. Slide the pole through the open rings until the mount is at the desired height. Continue to turn the screw clockwise to tighten the bracket on the pole. If you're using the attachment kit, secure the mount to the arm of the pole. Once mounted, slide the reference station on. You can also mount the arm to the wall before adding the reference station. Once the mount is secured to the pole, simply slide the reference station on to click it into place. Next, you'll need to plug the low voltage cable into the station. Make sure you're using the correct power supply and cable. The cables have stickers with icons that indicate which cable goes to which power supply. Remove the cover from the front of the reference station. Plug in the cable, making sure the clip is secure. Then reinstall the cover. If you're installing your reference station temporarily to test the signal, start by placing it in your desired location. Once fixed, plug the power supply into the outlet. Once the reference station is plugged in and receiving power, it will begin to search for satellite signal. As it searches, the LED light at the bottom of the dome will flash green. It can take up to 60 minutes to acquire signal, so be patient. If after an hour the light is still flashing, you'll need to try a new location. Once the reference station establishes a satellite connection, the LED will turn solid green. Once you've confirmed your location can receive signal, your station can be mounted permanently. Before securing the station, unplug it from the power supply. In this example, the reference station is being mounted on a pole which we'll bury in the ground. We're also using cable ties to fasten the pole and power cable to the fence for added stability. Use the included staples to flatten the power cable to the ground or bury it. Remember, the power supply box needs to be permanently mounted at least 18 inches off the ground, somewhere it can be somewhat protected from the elements. Once all parts of your reference station are permanently secured, you can plug the power supply back in. Once connected, the LED will turn solid green again, and you're ready to begin installing your charging station. The reference station should be permanently mounted and receiving signal before you proceed with installation. To assemble the charging station, start by opening the hatch on the front. Push the orange piece back, then slide the top of the charging station into place. Lift and tilt the top of the station back so you can access the inside. Push the black grommet into place and connect the black cables to the base. Finally, feed the power cable through the back of the station and connect. You can now close the hatch. Now it's time to install the charging station. Find or create a level area large enough for the station. If the spot is not completely level, your mower may not be able to dock properly. You can add sand or dirt underneath the charging station to help level out the ground if needed. Secure the charging platform to the ground with the provided screws. Once secured, you can plug in the power supply. Remember, the power supply box needs to be permanently mounted at least 12 inches off the ground. Once the station is plugged in, you can place your mower on the charging platform. If the LED flashes blue, your station is connected properly and receiving power. Once your charging station and reference station are both fully installed and connected, you can begin mapping your yard. For more information and tips on how to map your yard, check out our how-to video. If you're still having trouble with installing your reference station or charging station, please contact our support line to chat with a dedicated auto mower specialist.